So this is the first film that doesn't have any footage of a hospital in it. Subsequently, it's pretty light on B-roll, so there's a lot of my face just talking. I'm sorry about that. Basically, it's about me getting used to being back at home. A couple of things that I figured out quite quickly in terms of how life was going to be different to when I was in my little isolation room, in my little bubble. So let's get going, and you can see the first couple of things I learned being back at home.
Well, there we go.
That is my house. It's quite a strange thing to be being back at home, as it were, but being in a place where you can literally see your room, your house, from the window you're staying in. It's a very unusual thing.
What day is it? I have no idea. Monday the what? Okay, it's Monday the 14th of October. I'm obviously home. First night sleeping in parents-in-law's spare bedroom, which they've very kindly converted for me. Didn't sleep all that well. I think I've grown accustomed to being in a fully air-conditioned, temperature-controlled bubble, and so I got really hot. So, but otherwise all good. It was nice to be in a proper bed with proper pillows, and generally much more comfortable. This thing's massive. Like, you can't see it, you don't get a sense of scale on the camera, but the thing's huge. Yeah, so all is well. I've got, it's a different routine, obviously not in the hospital. I've got all my pills.
What did change though, and continues to this very day, to this very video, is the use of the backlight.
Yeah, so same as normal. I've got, what have I got? I've got no idea. My wife put them in a pot for me. So yeah, there we go. I got to have breakfast with my son this morning, which was really nice. He was super duper excited, and he started talking about Star Wars.
Star Wars, because he's cool.
And Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, also cool. I used to have a t-shirt but couldn't find it. So you'll have to imagine, these nipples are ghosts.
And doing the cha-cha slide, all the kind of stuff we were doing before I left.
Cha-cha slide, a little less cool, but he does look like a super, super cool dude when he does the crisscross with his little legs.
Crisscross!
So which is really, really nice. He was very excited, made me very happy. And they have left me to it this morning. I'm going to edit and continue to do work and stuff, and then I'm going to see them again later on. It's really nice. It's nice being home. It's very, very, very cool. I don't know, I'm not sure about this vlogging setup. The fact that you can see the whacking great big light shining here is a bit distracting. I'm not sure. I'm going to keep fiddling with this. Although I do like the rim light around the shiny dome.
A couple of months from now, you won't mind about the positioning of the backlight. You'll just do whatever is easiest. I'm not just showing you my house at night, although that is what it is. The reason I was filming is because my son was stood in this window right here looking at me doing a little dance.
Tuesday, 15th of October, third day here, second night sleeping here. Didn't sleep particularly well last night, down to two things. First off, I think I've tried to be a little bit over-optimistic in terms of cutting out paracetamols and anti-sickness, and basically just trying to go, oh, I'm fine, I'm home now. Yeah, so I didn't feel particularly hot overnight. Yeah, that was a bit of an error. I felt really fluey, sort of everything ached, and it didn't feel particularly good. So I felt a little bit queasy, not much, but it was mostly the fluey stuff kept me awake. So I got up so I was awake for a couple of hours from sort of 3 till 5. I also discovered I ate far too much food yesterday. I think my stomach had a bit of a shock. So ordinarily, when I was in hospital, it'd be small meals, obviously, your little bits of hospital food with snacks and stuff in between. Whereas yesterday, big full meals, a couple of snacks as well, and the aim was to put the weight back on.
Now, I say all this like I was eating for a purpose, like the aim was to eat and put the weight back on. That's not true. I was eating because it was the first time in a long time that the food had been good, and there was a lot of food, so I ate all the good food. I could use the weight as an excuse though, and I ran with it for the next few months. I'm now at a point where I've eaten all the food, the weight has all gone back on, plus some extra weight, and I need to go to the gym and make the weight go away again. Wait. Obligatory gym joke. I think it's getting heavier. It's the same way, but I think it's getting heavier. Gym. Oh, I'm not committed.
My stomach was not overly pleased with me today, so that's not a great deal of fun. That's it really for the day. Otherwise, feeling pretty good. It's still nice to be home. I have washed once again and changed into different pajamas this time, Superman. And what have I got today? So I have the full repertoire of pills to take this morning. Yeah, so I'm assuming that's acyclovir and antibiotics and a bunch of stuff. To be honest, I should have asked my wife before I could tell you. But this is pretty much everything they sent me home with to take now. So I will do this in one disgusting mouthful.
For the first week, I was a bit like a child. My wife did all the pills for me. She wrote my mother-in-law a little note as well. So my mother-in-law or my wife put all my pills in those little plastic pots for quite a while. I did get better and eventually started doing it myself. But for a short while at least, I was content with knowing that I wouldn't make any mistakes because other people were doing it all for me.
It's difficult, actually, to not be able to do things. So I feel I can go and do this. I don't feel terrible. I don't feel, I'm not 100%, but I can go downstairs, I can wash stuff up, I can grab my own dishes and plates and all that stuff, and I can sit downstairs in the kitchen with everybody while everybody has food. But my wife and mother-in-law in particular are very insistent that I don't do these things, saying that I don't want to do too much, and we're sort of having slightly crossed words.
I clashed with everyone when I first got home. Now, many would say this is because I'm a deeply disagreeable man, and that may be true. But in this instance, I was arguing with them because they were all trying to look after me, and from my perspective, it was a little annoying because, it was just something as small as like if I took a teacup downstairs to wash it up in the sink, people would tell me off for coming down, telling me I should stay on my bed and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, all well-intentioned, but when you go home, please be aware that other people will probably try and baby you a little bit in a really nice way, but in a way that if you're like me, you will find infuriating.
About that, I understand they're trying to be protective of me, and they're trying to ensure that I have a quick recovery and all that kind of stuff. But having spent 3 weeks basically just letting people run around after me, it feels kind of weird. And knowing all the convenience I've already given people, I don't particularly like having to ask them to do really small things that I know I can do perfectly well. So I don't imagine that particular issue is going to change because they're not going to they're not going to accept me doing more, and I'm not happy just letting them do everything for me. I say that though, my mother-in-law did change the bed sheets this morning, which was very nice of her. Bleaching this room every day or every other day, bleaching the bathroom every day again, which I could do, but they don't let me. I say I know that's coming from the nicest place, but it's involved them getting a bit cross at me from time to time. I don't imagine this is going to resolve itself in the next few weeks, but we will see. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll speak to you later.
And finished! So there's a few key takeaways there. I'll try and keep this short. It's a short vlog. So first off, food. Don't eat too much too fast. Your body will not thank you. Second of all, paracetamols and anti-sickness. Keep taking them. You are not as good as you think you are. And you've got used to being in hospital where you can ask for more and you take them on a regimen. No, when you're home, keep taking them. You can't get that much better that fast. And number 3, let me turn around and check it. And number 3, the babying, it's because they love you and they don't want you to overdo things, so it's well-intentioned. It's not just because they find you annoying, although in my case that was certainly partly true, but because they want to look after you and make sure you don't do too much stuff. In the next one, I am back at hospital for my first clinic. They removed the Hickman line. A little bit of slicing, a little bit of blood when they take the Hickman line out, and she very kindly acknowledges that they made a mess up by giving me 2 lumens rather than 3. But that's it for this one. Thank you very, very much for watching. Feedback as ever, please throw it down below. If you could please donate me a like and a subscribe, that would be really appreciated. Thank you very, very much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. This film covers the so I am home, and it is this film covers the as you can see the where I'm thinking that the 80s were the best decade. And number 3, the babying. Yes, it's hang on. So it's not without any further ado, whatever adieu means. Further ado. That just sounds like a silly word. So let's just get going, and you can see the further.